All right, so in this video, I'm going to cover wrist mobility and wrist preparation for our gymnastic strength training. And what we're going to start with is wrist extension. We want index fingers parallel to one another. This is the grip that we're going to be using to start with our handstand training on the wall. And what we're looking for here is a nice locked elbow, nice protracted scapula, and then we're just going to lean over the hands, over the fingers. You can rock up onto the fingers. I like to do some marching in all of these positions. You can also do some scap shrugs in all of these wrist positions. So first one, wrist extension with the fingers forward. We're then going to move fingers out to the side. So now thumbs are going to be parallel to one another. And then same thing here. We can rock side to side, scap shrug, march up onto the fingers. And this position is important on the floor. This is going to be our planche grip. Unless you have really mobile wrists, most people have to do some type of turned out position for their planche training on the floor. This will also help with our planks and our reverse planks or our L-sits to start. And then the hardest one here on the wrist and the forearm is going to be fingers back. So now thumbs pointed out to the side. And then on this one, we're going to try to sit back and really open up the front side of this forearm. And you can even feel this up into the bicep. And same thing, kind of rock up onto those fingers. And those are our three positions for extension. So fingers forward, fingers to the side, fingers back. Okay? And then we're going to move on to wrist flexion. So we just hit extension. Now we're going to do opposite end range with flexion. Start fingers facing one another. And this one is pretty tough at first. You want to try to do the same thing, locked elbow, some scap shrugs. And then with this, what we can try to do is close the fist and open. Close the fist and open. You want to try to keep as much weight as possible on the tops of the hands here. And now what this is useful for is the false grip on the rings. So this is the position that we would be in. We'll then turn fingers back towards us, and now this would be our false grip on the bar. Same thing, locked elbow, scap shrugs, put as much weight onto those hands as possible, and then we just hit fingers out to the side, internal rotation. There are some false grip positions that we hit on the rings with this internal rotation. And same thing, you can shift side to side, try to keep as much weight on those hands as possible. Okay, and then last one is going to be our neutral wrist rock. So this would be our parallel grip. And this is really good for press handstands, for planche leans. And we just start up on the knuckles. We try to rock to the top of the hand. We then come back down to the base of the hand, little tricep extension. Try to return back to this locked elbow position. Same thing, you can do our scap shrugging and then leaning forward. So this is planche lean. There's a degree of this in our press handstand, and then back through. Tricep extension. Okay, so that's what I like to do at the beginning, just to warm up the wrist and then also get a gauge to where I'm at for the day. So let's say I have a floor session planned where I'm going to be doing handstands and things like that, and I'm warming up my wrist and I get through all three of those positions in extension. And I feel a little sharp pain in my wrist, or my hand just isn't feeling it. I then know, okay, let me gauge my parallel grip, and then I might adjust an audible for the day and go onto the parallettes for my handstand and pressing work. Okay, so get really comfortable in all three of these positions, and then same thing, flexion, and then also that neutral wrist rock. That's your wrist warm up.